Greetings to all. So today the talk is about dealing with negative thoughts and emotions. We think a lot, and we were taught to think, and think to excel in school and at work. And as we grow older, we tend to suffer more from this think a lot habit. We think ourselves to stress and insomnia. What's more, we spend a lot of time thinking about people or situations we don't like.
இந்த சுவாமி விவேகானந்தர் கூறியதை இங்கே நான் கூற விரும்புகிறேன். எங்களுடைய ஆள் மனது ஒரு அற்புத சுரங்கம் என்று கூறினார். அந்த சுரங்கத்திலே நிறைய அற்புதமான பொக்கிஷங்கள் இருக்கின்றன. ஆனால் நாங்கள் என்ன செய்கிறோம்? நாங்கள் எங்கள் மனதிலே எதிர்மறையான சிந்தனைகளை வளர்த்து எமது அந்த பொக்கிஷங்களை மறைத்து இவற்றை நிரப்பிக் கொள்கிறோம்.
Vanakkam, Namaste, greetings to all. We gather here to conduct powerful meditation for world peace and harmony, unity, peace of mind, and overall health and well-being in the world. I would like to mention that we can be proud that we have achieved 932 days of meditation session online. Currently, we are doing 3 times a day, including talks that hold educational value for many people. These sessions take place every day at the following UK timings: 9 a.m., 11 a.m., and 8 p.m. We are grateful to all those who have contributed to this achievement, including PSSM Tamil, Europe, PSSM Global, and participants who joined in these sessions. Today, there will be 15 minutes meditation with calming music, followed by 15 minutes of silence meditation. After that, our guest speaker, Kamontip Evans, will deliver a talk on the topic dealing with negative thoughts and emotions. There will be a summary of speech in Tamil language by Sarojadevi Sundarlingam Master from Sydney, Australia. Thereafter, question and answer and discussion session will take place in English and Tamil. Now, I invite Sarojadevi Sundarlingam Master from Sydney to conduct a meditation. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you. Greetings to all who have joined today to meditate for peace of mind, psychological healing, and for world peace and harmony. Today, there will be a short explanation of the power of meditation and the method of meditation, and thereafter meditation would follow. The food we eat helps to build good health and strong body. Likewise, meditation helps to achieve a healthy and strong mind. Daily, we choose to eat tasty and nutritious food. Likewise, when we choose to meditate daily, focusing on our normal, natural breathing, we will be able to absorb a vast amount of cosmic energy that helps to dispel negative thoughts from our minds, calm the mind, and sharpen our intellect, and help to lead a healthy and peaceful life. Therefore, let us engage in mindful meditation daily, focusing on our normal, natural breathing that leads to self-realization and godliness in us, and lead to a happy and healthy life. Let us briefly look at the method of meditation, the guidelines to meditation. Please drink lukewarm water before and after meditation to prevent dryness of your throat and mouth. Please remove your spectacles if you are wearing one. Sit comfortably in a quiet place, relax your body and sit straight. Interlock your fingers like this and place your hands on your lap. Please sit straight, and when you are seated with your hands interlocked and placed on your lap, you will be able to save 10% of the cosmic energy you absorb during meditation. Cross your legs like this while seated. This will help to conserve a further 10% of energy, cosmic energy you absorb. While seated, you close your eyes gently, and this will enable you to conserve 80% of energy that you are taking in during meditation. While gently closing your eyes, please focus on your normal, natural breathing in order to dispel unnecessary thoughts crossing your mind. Today, we will be meditating for 30 minutes. The first 15 minutes, we will be meditating in conjunction with a calming, melodious music. And the next 15 minutes, we will meditate in silence. Thank you. Masters, please come back to your normal awareness. Take your hands and place your fingers gently on your eyes for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now take your hands from your eyes and open your eyes with a smiling face. Let us all put our hands together for having successfully completed a very calming joint meditation today. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. We thank everyone who took part in our joint meditation today, focusing on peace of mind, psychological healing, and for the world peace and harmony, with the blessing of cosmic power. When we meditate jointly, it helps to generate a social force in the form of oneness that spreads across all nations around the world, promoting peace and harmony and general well-being for everyone around the world. A sincere thanks to Saro Sundaling, a master from Australia, for conducting this meditation, and also Darshini Udayaraja from Liverpool for providing calming music for this meditation. Special thanks to Dr.Satha Mano for recording this Zoom online session, and to everyone who participated in the joint meditation today. We would also like to express our gratitude to PSSM Tamil Europe and PMC TV, which is part of PSSM Global. May the whole world be blessed with peace, harmony, prosperity, and well-being. Now, regarding the speaker today, it gives me great pleasure to introduce our speaker, Kamontip Evans, hailing from Thailand. She brings a wealth of experience as a former university lecturer and radio program producer. Presently, she dedicates her expertise to helping others as a stress management consultant. Moreover, she is the celebrated author of Taming the Truant Mind, How Mindfulness Will Free You from the Troublesome Thoughts and Emotions, a book that has garnered widespread acclaim for its insights into achieving mental harmony. Now I invite Kamontip Evans to speak about dealing with negative thoughts and emotions. There will be a summary of her speech in Tamil language by Sarva Sundarlingam Master from Sydney. Thereafter, question and answer and discussion session will take place in English and Tamil. Thank you very much, Ms. Evans. Thank you.
Thank you, and greetings to all. So today the talk is about dealing with negative thoughts and emotions. We think a lot, and we were taught to think, and think to excel in school and at work. And as we grow older, we tend to suffer more from this think a lot habit. We think ourselves to stress and insomnia. What's more, we spend a lot of time thinking about people or situations we don't like rather than those we like, making us more miserable. We even think about changing others so we can feel satisfied. We want to fix the past so that we will feel happier when we revisit it. Our mind is busy running from one time zone to the next, and it's restless, exhausted, our energy depleted. Worst is when we become too critical about self, thinking we are not good enough, incapable, or that we are not forgivable for some mistakes we have done in the past. The more we try to control our negative thoughts, whether to stop it, repress it, or suppress it, the more we think. We become more confused, and we are the first victim of our own negative thoughts. So how do we deal with this? Well, let's start with a story about a well-known Buddhist monk, Ajahn Brahm, who built a small wall at a temple in northeast Thailand. When he finished, he noticed that one brick was slightly sticking out. Being a perfectionist, he wasn't happy. He pleaded with the senior monk to let him demolish the whole wall and start again. The answer was no. He was so unhappy with it that when visitors came to visit the temple, he would lead them away from the wall, so no one would spot his mistake. And then one day he found a man standing there looking at his wall. The man said, "That's a beautiful wall." Ajahn Brahm was so surprised to hear this. "But can't you see a brick sticking out?" The man said, "Yes, only a tiny bit, but the whole thing looks beautiful." Ajahn Brahm realized there and then that instead of focusing on a small mistake, one needs to look at the whole picture. Otherwise, the mind will narrow the focus to a minute imperfection, which would dampen one's spirit. He also learned later that by looking at it from a different perspective, the sticking out brick added a unique character to the wall. And by adjusting our perception, things begin to look better. It also stops us from being too critical about ourselves and beat ourselves up with negative thoughts that we are not good enough. A study by King's College London found that repetitive negative thinking may increase our chance or the risk of Alzheimer's. Dr. Rick Hansen, a neuropsychologist, wrote that the brain takes its shape from what the mind rests upon. In other words, repeated negative thinking can change the shape and structure of our brain, and certainly not for the best. Negative thinking can also affect our hormones and moods, making us stressed, anxious, grumpy, and miserable. So to deal with negative thoughts and emotions, first we need to observe them. Take, for example, anger. People often say that they are aware of their anger, yet it doesn't stop. That's because they don't observe and learn from it right there and then. That anger arises like this, continues like this, and ceases like this. Observe how it affects our breathing and body temperature, how the heart is pounding faster, how the muscles tense up while the mind searches for past incidents to justify our anger, an unkind word to inflict pain. We react to it rather than learning from it. Only after anger subsides that we look back at it from memory that is already tarnished by bias. If we don't take the opportunity to observe and learn in the moment when it strikes, that memory of anger will condition further anger, regret, worry, and sadness. Next time we see or hear the voice or even footsteps of that person, anger resurfaces. It bubbles inside us, face turn hot, red and hot. Vocabularies we hardly ever use pop up at a fast speed in our head. When people are in the midst of anger or feeling rotten, and you tell them to calm down or pull themselves together, they become angrier. What's more, now they are getting annoyed with you. There's some satisfaction in getting angry. Our ego expands when we are at it. We don't see the reality of things. We only see it from a distorted view. We need to observe to see the changing nature of anger, that it comes and goes. The more often we can understand its nature, the better the mind can let go of it. The same applies to fear. Observe it. Those who are scared of being in the dentist's chair may notice that as soon as the drilling sound starts, your hand grips firmly to the arms of the chair, your eyes tightly shut, your arms and neck muscles tighten up. If there's no plastic tube for sucking the saliva in your mouth, you probably have bitten the hand of the dentist. That was even before the tooth was drilled. You react to memories of the past rather than the actual drilling. If you observe how your body is reacting, the gripping hands begin to let loose. The muscles and eyelids begin to relax, and your mouth opens wider, ready for the treatment. Fear is reduced. Some sensitive sensations may still be experienced. We can observe that as well. Observe the sensation, the sound, the smell, and any accompanying thought. As you become the watcher, you are not one with the pain. It's only when you are scared, your muscles tense up, and the pain seems to increase. The experience is thus stored as perception, and we will use it to feed future fear. Studies found that those who are scared of injection, even at the sight of a needle, is enough to raise the level of stress hormone cortisol in their body. So when you observe, you will find that the weakness of negative thoughts and emotions lie in their changing nature. They are impermanent, constantly changing, shifting. The more and the clearer you can see their fleeting nature, the weaker they become. The mind absorbs experience of what you like and dislike very quickly. And if you're not mindful, negativities can sink in and cause troubles later on. Those who have taken the driving test have a lot to talk about their fears. I was able to drive before I came to this country 30 years ago. I mentioned to a few lady friends that I was going to take a driving test. They gathered around me and told stories of how they had failed that test many times. They even warned me about how stern and scary the driving examiners could be. One told me about her driving test around the very busy Hammersmith roundabout, which scared the life of her. I heard the stories 3 times prior to the test. I shrugged them off, but little did I know that my mind took them all in. Those ladies' words were like time bomb, setting to explode precisely at the right moment. The fear internalized and shook my confidence when I was asked to do a 3-point turn parking on a slopey road. No doubt, I joined the queue of those who failed their first driving test over here. I wasn't mindful of what I heard, nor did I observe what those words were doing to my state of mind, and I paid the price for it. To guard ourselves from negativities, we need to focus on the present moment. Many people are not happy with the past. We know we can't change it, but we still want it to be otherwise. Hence the revisiting and ruminating over the unpleasant past. Memory arises in the present. You can deal with it in the present by seeing it coming and going. There's no substance to it. So why believe in something that is insubstantial? The door to freedom lies in the present moment. Come back to the present moment, to the breath, to the body. Breathe in and be aware of the body. Breathe out and be aware of the body. Note how you feel when you breathe in and out. Adjust your breathing and make it very, very comfortable. Breathe in, make your mind happy. Breathe out, make your mind happy. You can change the state of your mind at any time by breathing in and out and make your mind happy. Your lips go into a smiling motion and endorphin is released, making you feel better. Many of us have a habit of waiting to be happy. We feel the need to sort out this and that, like cleaning, washing, tidying up before we can relax and satisfied. Housework is a never-ending job. So why wait to be happy? Some people feel that they need to get a degree, get married, and become successful before they can be happy. Once they have completed all those tasks, the mind will move the goalpost further. We can wait forever to be happy. So why not be happy now? A wandering mind has no strength or energy. You need to steady it, give it a job to do, so bring it to focus. There's a story about the Brother Grimms who needed an operation. You know, Brother Grimms who wrote Grimm's fairy tales. In those days, there was no anesthetic. His mother distracted his attention from fear of pain by telling him many, many stories. As his attention was fixed on the stories, fear of pain was reduced. After he had recovered from his illness, he and his brother co-wrote the fairy tales told by their mother while in hospital. I don't know whether the story was true or not, but the interesting thing about this story is that fear was shifted by focusing on something more enjoyable. What's more, he must have felt safe and very much loved by his mother. This helped the love hormones, oxytocin, to be released, reducing fear and pain. To reduce negativities, we need to be kind to ourselves. There's a Chinese proverb. The first time you hear a rumor, you don't believe it. The second time, you're not sure. The third time, you begin to believe it. Likewise, our negative thoughts. The more we think, the more we start to believe it. Negative thoughts are quite addictive. The more you think, the more you start to believe. Yeah. So negative thoughts should carry a health warning. Admittedly, when we think negative thoughts, we are not being kind to ourselves, physically, mentally, and emotionally. When we start criticizing others, know that our mind has already moved from its balanced state to that of agitation. For example, when someone jumps the queue or your neighbor blasts out loud music after midnight, what's your reaction? Verbal, mental, and physical reactions show that the mind has already moved from its balancing spot. We suffer accordingly. When criticism turns inward towards self, that's when depression follows. So for these reasons, we need to be kinder to ourselves, to our brain, our mind, and body by cultivating loving kindness towards selves and others. Studies show that when you say loving kindness, it stimulates the blood flow to the left prefrontal cortex, making you more positive. This loving kindness needs to be transferred from the heart, not just saying the words "may you be happy." We have to feel it and experience it from within. The more often you say loving kindness, the more positive you become. In mindfulness practice, we bring awareness to our intention, thought, and sensation, and label them accordingly. We know the content of our thoughts as we plot and plan what to do or say, but we are not aware of our thinking. The two differs. Being aware that you are thinking, you can make a conscious choice whether to continue or to drop the thought. Just like when you download an app on your computer, it will ask whether you want to continue. If so, then you need to press accept the term of condition and take responsibility that comes with them. Being mindful, we label our intention of doing something, such as intending to eat another pack of chocolate. We label each intention 3 times. This labeling helps tremendously when we are about to do something negative or unbeneficial to the body and mind. When mindfulness is lacking, we are caught in a state of negativity. The mind automatically presses continue button and download it onto our mind's app. Mindfulness, however, will remind us to label our intention. For example, when stressed, we label our intention intending to say nasty words. Our first response might be, yes, go ahead. Intending to say nasty words? Not sure. Intending to say nasty words? By the 3rd time, we have come to our senses, and the answer is no. Mindfulness training gives us a pause for thought, a shield of protection. Note that when we acknowledge what's going on, we omit I, me, mine from the sentence. Instead of saying, I'm stressed, I'm fed up, I'm hurt, just say, feeling stressed, feeling fed up, feeling hurt. When I, me, mine are not in it, the intensity of these emotions become less strong. They are just the changing states of mind. They allow us to see those emotions for what they truly are. In one temple in Thailand, the mindful training to help you become aware of thoughts and thinking habits is to spend all day jotting down all your thoughts and feelings. At the end of the day, you can have a look at what you have written. Thoughts gives rise to feelings and vice versa. You can see the pattern of your thinking and feeling, how many are positive and how many are negative. Seeing this, you wouldn't want to repeat those negative habits and try to let go of them. So some of you might like to try this for yourself, even for 5 or 10 minutes a day, and see what happens. You have the choice to react or to let go of negativities. My meditation teacher said to me, an angry person is stupid, an enraged person is mad. Which one do you want to be, stupid or mad? Neither, of course. In that case, let go of anger. It sounds simple, but we need to deal with it in the present moment of anger. We train the mind to be mindful, to see the nature of anger, the cause and the damaging effects of it repeatedly. Anger may rise again, but an understanding mind will watch, and it no longer identify with it. This can be applied to any other arising negativities as well. Part of mindfulness training is using reflective thinking, tracing the trouble back to its cause. If someone cut in front of you while driving, what's your reaction? Irritated? Why? Because you think it's rude, inconsiderate, and unsafe behavior? But why exactly are you irritated? Because you don't like it. When you dislike something or someone, the mind is quick to provide you with all kinds of reasons to justify your irritation. So trace it further to what led the mind to dislike it in the first place. Because you saw it right in front of you? If sight comes into contact with your eyes, acknowledge it for what it is, as seeing, seeing, seeing. If you don't catch it right from the start of seeing, it will develop, in this case, into disliking, giving rise to irritation. You can then acknowledge it as feeling, feeling, feeling. Failing to do so, irritation will run its course. And when it calms down, the mind presses the save button and it is stored as a reference. Negative thought and emotion grow from strength to strength due to repeated thought seasonings that we are not aware of. We can't get them out of our head too easily. As studies found that emotional memory lasts longer than any other type of memory. I had a chance to meet an enlightened Buddhist monk and requested one Dharma advice from him. He said that all his years of practice, he was about 95 at the time, it came down to two things: liking and disliking. Rise above it. This is quite interesting to contemplate on. Whether we like or dislike someone or something, it leads to suffering. If we like something, we want more of it and can't have it, we suffer. If we don't want it, but we have to live with it, we suffer just the same. Thus, we are stuck. Finally, we all want to be good. So much so that sometimes we can't live with unpleasant thoughts that arise in our mind. How can I think such a thought? That's shameful, awful, and unacceptable. We try to suppress and push them away, only to find that they keep coming back. Know that these thoughts and emotions rise naturally in the mind. We don't need to act on them. Sometimes the mind thinks good thoughts, sometimes not. That's the way it is. Our thoughts and emotions keep changing. Our state of mind does too. As the Buddha said, your worst enemy cannot harm you as much as your own thought, unguarded. Happiness and unhappiness are but two sides of the same coin. They coexist and they alternate by nature. When happiness wanes, unhappiness is on the rise, and vice versa. Good and bad also coexist in our mind. We need to be aware and let go of both. So if you're feeling down in the dump right now, know that this state of mind will soon change again. In conclusion, take the opportunity to learn from negative thoughts and emotions in the present moment of their arising. Observe, focus, be mindful, label the sensations, trace it back to the cause, develop an understanding of things as they are, let go, and open your heart to freedom. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now, Saroja Devi Sundalinga Master will summarize his speech in Tamil language. Thank you very much, Saroja Devi Master.
First of all, greetings to our guest speaker, Kamontip Evans from UK. Now, today, first of all, before I start my Tamil translation of your speech, I would like to congratulate you and thank you for the enlightening and inspiring speech on the topic, dealing with negative thoughts and emotions. Now, these are the biggest obstacles to peace of mind, good health, and happiness of mankind today. And you explained it very beautifully. You picked out certain emotions and negative thoughts, and you try to explain how it can hamper the progress of the mind, that it can disturb the mind, and how it can affect the well-being of human beings. If every individual deals with it effectively, as you said, mankind can rise above all problems and achieve peace and harmony through love and compassion. Eventually, I really admired the way you spoke about love and compassion. To be happy, you also said that happiness and sadness are like two sides of a coin in our lives. Very good way of concluding your speech by telling us to meditate. Thank you very much. Focusing on our normal, natural breathing. Very well said and very appropriate to our meditation forum. Well done, Kamontip Evans. Congratulations once again. You have to come again and enlighten us. Thank you very much. Now I will give the Tamil translation, very short one, because this is something that every one of us are trying to learn in this forum daily. எதிர்மறையான இன்றைய தலைப்பு எதிர்மறையான சிந்தனைகளும் உணர்ச்சிகளையும் கையாள்வது என்பதுதான் தலைப்பு. இன்றைய பிரதம பேச்சாளர் தனது பேச்சை தொடங்கும் போது கூறினார், எமது மனதில் எப்பொழுதும் சிந்தனைகள் ஓடிக்கொண்டே இருக்கும் என்று. அது உண்மை. அப்படி ஓடிக்கொண்டிருக்கும் சிந்தனைகள் மிகவும் அதிலே மிகவும் முக்கியமாக நாங்கள் நோக்க வேண்டியது என்னென்றால், இப்படி சிந்தனைகள் ஓடிக்கொண்டிருக்கும் பொழுது அநேகமாக எங்களுக்கு எதிர்மறையான சிந்தனைகள் தான் கூடுதலாக ஓடிக்கொண்டு இருக்கின்றது. இந்த சுவாமி விவேகானந்தர் கூறியதை இங்கே நான் கூற விரும்புகிறேன். எங்களுடைய ஆள் மனது ஒரு அற்புத சுரங்கம் என்று கூறினார். அந்த சுரங்கத்திலே நிறைய அற்புதமான பொக்கிஷங்கள் இருக்கின்றன. ஆனால் நாங்கள் என்ன செய்கிறோம்? நாங்கள் எங்கள் மனதிலே எதிர்மறையான சிந்தனைகளை வளர்த்து எமது அந்த பொக்கிஷங்களை மறைத்து இவற்றை நிரப்பிக் கொள்கிறோம். அதனால் நாங்கள் சந்தோஷமற்ற, ஆரோக்கியமற்ற வாழ்க்கை வாழ்ந்து கொண்டிருக்கிறோம் என்பதை கூறியதை இவர் இன்றைய பிரதம பேச்சாளர் மிகவும் அருமையாக, மிகவும் இலகுவாக விளங்கக்கூடிய விதத்திலே அருமையாக விளக்கினார். அவர் எடுத்த சில எதிர்மறையான சிந்தனைகள். கோபம் வந்தால் மனதிலே என்ன நிகழ்கிறது? அதாவது மனதிலே நாங்கள் கோபத்தை வளர்க்கும் பொழுது நாங்கள் ஏன் கோபப்படுகிறோம் என்று கூறினார். பிறர் செய்யும் சில காரியங்கள் எங்களுக்கு பிடிக்காவிட்டால் கோபப்படுகிறோம். நாங்கள் நினைத்தபடி மற்றவர்கள் நடக்காவிட்டால் கோபப்படுகிறோம். நாங்கள் கோபப்படுவதால் என்ன நடக்கின்றது? எமது இருதய துடிப்பு அதிகரிக்கிறது, இரத்த அழுத்தம் அதிகரிக்கிறது, எமது மனதிலே உளைச்சல் ஏற்படுகிறது. அதனால் எங்கள் ஆரோக்கியம் பாதிக்கப்படுகின்றது. எனவே இந்த கோபத்தை தவிர்த்தல் மிகவும் அவசியம் என்பதை அவர் கூறினார். அடுத்தது கவலை என்ற ஒரு உணர்வும் நமது மனதில் எழுகின்றது. இதிலே ஒரு 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 மதகுரு ஒரு சுவர் கட்டியதை பற்றிய ஒரு கதையையும் கூறினார். என்ன கவலை, அவர் சுவரை கட்டி முடிக்கும் பொழுது ஒரே ஒரு அந்த கல், அவர் அமைத்த கல் அந்த உருவம் கொஞ்சம் பெருசாக இருந்தபடியினால் அவர் நினைத்தார் அந்த சுவர் அழகற்றதாக இருக்கிறது என்ற மனதில் கவலை கொண்டார். அவர் என்ன அப்படி அவர் இருந்த பொழுது ஒருவர் பார்த்து விட்டு என்ன கூறினார், என்ன அழகான சுவரை கட்டி எழுப்பி இருக்கிறீர்கள் என்று. அப்போ அந்த குரு சொல்லுகிறார், ஆனால் அந்த ஒரு கல்லு கொஞ்சம் வெளியில் நிற்கிறதே. அப்போ சொன்னாராம், இல்லை, உங்கள் சுவர் மிகவும் அழகாக, அதை தவிர இந்த சுவர் நல்ல அழகாக இருக்கிறது. எங்கள் மனித மனம் இப்படித்தான். நாங்கள் எப்பொழுதும் ஒரு சிறு குறையைத்தான் பெரிதாக தூக்கி பிடிப்போம். நிறைவினை நாங்கள் ஒரு பொழுதும் உணர்வதில்லை. எமது வாழ்க்கையில் எமக்கு கிடைக்கும் நிறைவை நாங்கள் அனுபவிக்க மறக்கிறோம். இது ஒரு பெரிய தவறு என்பதை இந்த கதையின் மூலம் அவர் எங்களுக்கு விளக்கினார். அடுத்ததாக அவர் பய உணர்வை பற்றி கூறினார். பயம் ஏற்படும் பொழுது என்ன நடக்கும் என்று கூறினார். உடம்பின் செயற்பாடு பாதிக்கப்படுகிறது. எங்களுடைய உடம்பில் உள்ள சதை நார்கள் எல்லாம் இறுகுகின்றன பயத்தினால். அதனால் உடம்பின் செயற்பாடு பாதிக்கப்படும். அதனால் நோய்கள் ஏற்படும். பயத்தினாலும் நோய்கள் ஏற்படும் என்று கூறினார். அதுக்கும் கூறினார், தன்னுடைய அனுபவத்தை கூறினார். எப்படி தான் இந்த சில நண்பர்கள் தனக்கு எதிர்மறையான சில கருத்துக்களை கூறும் பொழுது, நான் முழு கதையையும் சொல்லாமல் சொல்கிறேன், தன்னுடைய மனதிலும் பயம் எழுந்தது என்று. ஆனால் அதை தான் எப்படி அந்த பயத்தினை போக்கி தான் முன்னேறினார் என்பதையும் குறிப்பிட்டார். அதாவது மோட்டார் வாகனம் ஓட்டுவது பற்றியும் அந்த பயிற்சி, அதற்கு நாங்கள் இது லைசன்ஸ் எடுப்பது பற்றி, அதை பற்றி பயப்பிராந்தியை ஊட்டினார்கள். அப்படி எங்களை சுற்றி உள்ளவர்களும் சில எதிர்மறையான கருத்துக்களை கூறும் பொழுது நாங்கள் அதனை உள்வாங்கினால் எமது மனதிலும் பயம் எழும். நாங்கள் அதற்கு மிகவும் அவதானமாக இருக்க வேண்டும். அனாவசியமாக பயப்பிராந்தியை எமது மனதில் விதைக்க கூடாது. அடுத்ததாக அவர் சைனாவில் கூறப்படும் ஒரு பழமொழியை பற்றி கூறினார். நீங்கள் முதலில் ஒன்றை கேட்கும் பொழுது அதை நீங்கள் நம்புவதில்லை. இரண்டாவது தரம் நீங்கள் அதனை கேட்கும் பொழுது அதை பற்றி சிந்திக்க தொடங்குகிறீர்கள். மூன்றாவது தரமும் அது உங்களுக்கு கூறப்படும் பொழுது நீங்கள் நம்ப தொடங்குகிறீர்கள். இதுதான் இந்த குரங்கு மனத்தின் விளையாட்டு. முதலில் அது மனம் ஒரு நிலையற்ற நிலையில் இருக்கும் பொழுது, அமைதியற்ற நிலையில் இருக்கும் பொழுது, இத்தகைய, அதாவது நாங்களாக சிந்திக்காமல் கூறுவதை நம்புவது, அப்படியான நிலைமையில் இருந்து நாங்கள் வெளிவர் மற்றவர்களுடைய கூற்றுகளில் இருந்து பயத்தை வளர்த்து நாங்கள் எமது மனதினை அமைதியற்ற நிலைக்கு கொண்டு செல்லப்படாது என்று கூறினார். இன்னும் ஒரு அருமையான விஷயத்தை கூறினார். எப்பொழுதும் நாங்கள் மற்றவர்களை குறை கூற முற்படுகின்றோம். பொதுவாக என்ன நடக்கும் என்றால், எமது குறைகளை மறைப்பதற்கு, இந்த மனிதருடைய குணமே அதுதான், எமது குறைபாடுகளை மறைப்பதற்கு நாங்கள் மற்றவர்களை குறை கூற முற்படுகின்றோம். இப்படி நாங்கள் இயங்கும் பொழுது நாங்களே எங்களுடைய மன அமைதியையும் சந்தோஷத்தையும் குலைத்துக் கொள்கிறோம். நாங்களே அதற்கு காரண கர்த்தாக்களாக அமைகிறோம். அன்பும் ஆதரவும் ஆக்கபூர்வமாக சிந்திக்க வைக்கும். மற்றவர்களை குறை கூறுவதை விடுத்து அன்புடனும் ஆதரவுடனும் நிதானமாக சிந்தித்தால் நாங்கள் நன்றாக செயற்பட முடியும் என்றும் மிகவும் அழகாக விளக்கினார். அடுத்ததாக ஏமாற்ற உணர்வு. ஏமாற்ற உணர்வு உணர்வை நாங்கள் வளர்த்தோமானால் நமது மனதில் விரக்தி ஏற்படும். நாங்கள் முயற்சி செய்ய முடியாத ஒரு நிலைக்கு வருவோம். மனவிரக்தி அடைந்தால் மனிதன் முயற்சியை கைவிட்டு விடுவார். ஏன் ஏமாற்ற உணர்வு மேலோங்கும் பொழுது மன விரக்தி ஏற்படும் பொழுது மனிதன் மனித மனம் முன்னேற்றத்திற்கு தடையாக அமைந்துவிடும் என்பதையும் அவர் விளக்கியுள்ளார். இறுதியாக அவர் தியானத்தின் மூலம் அதாவது நாம் மேற்கொள்ளும் இந்த விழிப்புணர்வு தியானத்தின் மூலம் எப்படி நாங்கள் இந்த எதிர்மறையான சிந்தனைகளையும் உணர்வுகளையும் நாங்கள் வென்று நாங்கள் ஒரு ஆக்கப்பூர்வமான மனிதர்களாக ஆக்கப்பூர்வமாக சிந்தித்து முன்னேற்றமாக சிறந்த வாழ்க்கை வாழ முடியும் என்பதை கூறினார். அப்பொழுது கூறும் பொழுது மிக அழகாக கூறினார். சந்தோஷமும் துக்கமும் ஒரு நாணயத்தின் இரு பக்கங்கள் போல்தான் வாழ்க்கையில் உள்ளன. இதை பற்றி நாங்கள் நன்றாக உணர்ந்து முன்னேறுவதற்கு தியானம் மிகவும் அவசியம். தியானத்தின் மூலம் விழிப்புணர்வினை நாங்கள் வளர்த்துக் கொள்ளும் பொழுது எமது மனம் அமைதி அடையும், மனம் பலம் அடையும், எமது அறிவாற்றல் வளரும். நாங்கள் நல்ல சந்தோஷமான அமைதியான ஆரோக்கியமான வாழ்க்கை வாழ முடியும் என்று மிகவும் அழகாக கூறி முடித்தார். மிக்க நன்றி. இதுதான் நான் சுருக்கமாக அவருடைய உரையை தமிழில் உங்களுடன் பகிர்ந்து கொள்ள விரும்பினேன். நன்றி, வணக்கம்.
Thank you. We had the privilege of listening to Kamontip Evans English speech and beautifully translated into Tamil language by Saro Sundarlinga Master from Sydney. Let us show our appreciation for their efforts with a round of applause. Please applaud for about 30 seconds, please. Thank you very much.
Greetings to all. Thank you very much, Saro Sundarlinga Master, for your beautiful translation and excellent translation. And thank you very much, Kamontip Evans. Excellent speech. And I would like to ask few questions regarding this emotional thing. And you said we are the first victim for our negative thoughts. That is, yeah. And also you said we have to be in present moment and mindfulness all the time. And I want to know, and you said you have to write your emotions as well as the good thoughts and bad thoughts and everything. So that means from the daytime you wake up, you write your emotions, or what? How do we do that? If you could please expand on that for me, please.
Okay, thank you for the question. You can be mindful all the time, and but you don't try to focus on it, okay? Because when you try to focus on it, it becomes like a chore, and that can cause some unpleasant feeling inside. So you have to make it very natural. For example, when you get up in the morning, you open your eyes and you want to get out of bed. So you have to be mindful. You can say to yourself, intending to get out of bed, intending to get out of bed, intending to get out of bed, and then rolling, and then putting your foot down, touching, and then you can walk to the bathroom and say walking or stepping or touching. So you can acknowledge everything that you do with bodily movements and all of these. And when you think, you can also acknowledge it as thinking. So you can be mindful all day if you wish to.
Okay. So when you're writing, you said better to write, then you can be, whenever you get sometimes you get angry in a sense, you feel sad when some people comments, and even though you don't like it, you don't want to show them, but still you feel inside. So in that case, what you have to do?
Okay, so you can acknowledge as feeling. It's not I'm getting angry, it's just feeling. So when it's just feeling, you are not in it. So So that's one thing. Or you can trace it back of why you get angry. And when you trace it back, you will find that it's because you dislike it. Whatever they were saying, you dislike it. And why did you not dislike it? Because their words come into contact with your ears. So if just words come into contact with your ears, the sound come into contact with your ears, would you get upset with sound coming into contact with your ears? If you do, you might as well get upset about every sound that come into contact with your ears. So when you trace it back, you will find that everything comes down to liking and disliking. Yes. So you can let go of that. It's just a disliking feeling. And it comes from hearing, touching, seeing, all these things.
Thank you very much. That's what you said. When we get angry, these bubbles gets inside, and that makes you more.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yes, when you see the fleeting nature of anger, when you look at anger, it starts like this, it continues like this, and then it disappears, or it might end like this. Sometimes there's no ending to it because in the midst of your anger, somebody knock on the door and you forget about your anger. You open the door and you talk to somebody, and then you forget about it. It might come back again. When you see that it keeps changing, moving, and it's not substantial. So why carry on with it? If you look at your anger from beginning to end many, many times, then you can predict that it's going to end like this, or it is going to disappear. So you become familiar. You train the mind to understand your anger, and then the mind can't be bothered to get angry again because the mind knows it from back to front. So the mind will let go. Anger may arise again, but the mind can't be bothered. Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
This breathing in and out, that is the mindfulness breathing, that will make us calming down. Thank you so
Yes.
much. Excellent
Yes.
speech. We could
Yes.
learn so many things from you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Next, we have Dr. Navaratnam. Please.
எல்லோருக்கும் வணக்கம். சில விஷயங்களை தமிழில் சொல்லி ஆங்கிலத்திலும் சொல்ல விரும்புகின்றேன். ஏனென்றால் பேசினவருக்கு வழங்க வேணும். இன்று அவர் பேசின பேச்சு மிகவும் நன்றாக இருந்தது. அதிலும் ஒரு மன வியாதியை குணப்படுத்தும் வகையில் மனவியாதி இல்லாதவர்கள் தங்களுக்கு இல்லை என்று நினைத்தாலும் சில மன துன்பங்கள் இன்பங்கள் வந்து போகின்றன. அதுக்கு ஒரு வழி சொன்னார்கள். So I congratulate Ms. Evans for her excellent speech today. I enjoyed listening to you. The matter about liking and disliking, that's the basis of everything that we experience. And all spiritual leaders, including Yoga Swami, have said that we must learn not to like anything too much or dislike anything too much. We must just see them as part of life. And so it's not only Buddha, or it's all saints have said that. And I agree with you that we are our own enemies, in the sense we create our thoughts and we create negative thoughts as often as positive thoughts, and we should really stick to positive thoughts whatever we face every day. I agree when you said about writing. Yeah, you can write in your mind, or you can write a diary about something serious that occurs in a day, as something which we think is serious, negative thoughts, or something that we didn't like, or the one we like, and then you look behind after a month and you think, oh, it was something very simple. With that, if the speaker want to say something about whatever I have said, I welcome it. Otherwise, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much for your comment. Thank you. Very kind.
Thanks.
I agree with you.
Thanks very much. Next, we have Dr. Shanti Parameswaran from New Modern.
Good evening to everyone. Elorukum vanakkam. Miss Kamontip Evans, your talk was wonderful. I really enjoyed the way you presented it, and it just flowed from you. And I could, some of the incidents that you talked about, particularly the fear and anger, I was amused and chuckled because you related it to driving. And I can understand when I came to this country and did my first test, I failed. So I'll confess that. First driving test I failed because the examiner failed me because he asked me what it was written on the ground. I hadn't noticed it. Then I thought, oh, I don't care, I'm failing. So that was it. The second time I went, I thought, it was Christmas Eve, the day of my test. So I went, doesn't matter whether pass or fail. With that attitude, I went and I did my 3-point turning and I failed. I didn't do it correctly. Then I thought, and then I drove with confidence, because I have failed. But the examiner spotted it, took me to a very narrow road and told me, try if you can do the 3-point turning here now. And I took it as a challenge, and I knew he was giving me a second chance, and I overcame the fear because by this time I was confident and I passed. So when he told me I had passed, I told him, this is the best Christmas present I ever had. And he told me, now don't you go driving like a mad woman. And I still remember that you talked about the fear and anger along with your driving. And I used to work at St. Charles Hospital, and I used to drive through that Hammersmith roundabout. And when I had my children, I would tell them, no shouting, no talking, because it was very, very difficult at the beginning. So I could relate to that. And the other thing was anger. Again, you used with driving. I remember it was summertime. I was taking the children to Sunday school, and I had the windows down and we were late. So I was driving to get there on time. And what does one do? A man comes and across my path. And I didn't realize my windows were down. And I said in Tamil, Madiyan. That means fool. To my surprise, he was a Tamil. He looked at me and my God, I said, what have I said? So sometimes you do the things. And thirdly, I won't take time, is that I love the story about that person who built that wall and he didn't like that little thing that was sticking. In our society, we say a little flaw makes it look more beautiful. And it is funny that for children, it is said for other reason, we put a black mark. That flaw makes it more beautiful. So flaws in anybody, even in ourselves, makes us more beautiful. I really loved your talk. Thank you very much. And I look forward to listening to you again. Thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And thank you for sharing your story. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next, we have Gratian James Alston from Germany. Saroja Master, translate.
எல்லோருக்கும் வணக்கம். அழகான உரை உங்களுடையது. ஒரு ஒரு தனி மனிதனுடைய மிக முக்கிய விடயங்களை தாங்கள் உள்ளடக்கி இருக்கிறீர்கள். கோபம், கவலை, மற்றவர்களுடைய குறை சொல்லுவது, ஏமாற்ற உணர்வுகளை பற்றியெல்லாம் தாங்கள் நன்றாக குறிப்பிட்டிருக்கிறீர்கள். அழகாக சுந்தரலிங்கம் அம்மா அவர்கள் அழகாக மொழிபெயர்த்திருந்தீர்கள். மிகவும் நன்றி. இதிலே என்னுடைய கேள்வி என்னவென்றால், நீங்கள் இன்னும் ஒரு நாட்டை சார்ந்தவர். உங்களுடைய நாட்டிலே இத்தகைய சூழமைவுகளை எவ்வாறு நீங்கள் எதிர்கொண்டிருக்கிறீர்கள்? அதை பற்றி பேசியிருக்கிறீர்களோ என்னவோ எனக்கு தெரியவில்லை. நான் இப்படிப்பட்ட சூழமைவுகளை எவ்வாறு சந்தித்திருக்கிறீர்கள்? அதற்குரிய உதாரணங்கள் ஏதும் காட்டப்பட்டதா என்பதை நான் கேட்கின்றேன். நீங்கள் என்ன சொல்லுகிறீர்கள்? உங்களுடைய நாட்டிலே இப்படிப்பட்ட மன எண்ணங்களை எவ்வாறு கையாளுகிறீர்கள்? நன்றி.
Greetings, Kamontip Evans. Gratian James Master from Germany. He asked, he gave an appreciation of the talk that you gave today, which I translated in Tamil, and he said he understood very well how anger, fear, liking, disliking the feelings can affect a human being. And you did a wonderful job explaining the effect of these feelings on the human mind and health and happiness. Now, he has a question for you, and that is, he says that he presumes that you are from another country living in UK now, and how you will say about the people in your country dealing with these negative emotions and thoughts. What is your opinion about the people in your own country? How they will, how you think they are dealing with this type of negative emotions? This is the question that he has put to you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for your question. Well, I come from Thailand, and the teaching, I learned all of these from when I was practicing meditation in Thailand. So I learned from the masters in Thailand. So I think Thai people, if they follow the teaching or the meditation retreat in Thailand, they probably come more or less the same as what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. தன்னுடைய சொந்த நாடு நாடு தாய்லாந்து என்று சொன்னார். தான் இந்த அறிவுகளை தியானத்தின் மூலம் தான் பெற்றார் என்பதையும் கூறினார். தனது நாட்டிலே தன் தியானத்தில் ஈடுபட்டது தியானத்தின் மூலம்தான் இந்த அறிவினை விழிப்புணர்வு அறிவினை தான் பெற்றுக்கொண்டார் என்பதை கூறினார். அவ்வளவுதான் அவர் கூறிய பதில். நன்றி.
Thank you so Master for translating that. Next we have Dr. Jagannathan from Ilford, East London. Thank you.
Greetings to everyone. Another excellent talk, I must say, on a theme that does remain challenging to everyone. You follow this. This is a follow-up to your talk on peace with uncertainty. Somehow or other, I make notes and that paper suddenly surfaced, and I realized you mentioned about a perfect giant with perfection in that talk. So I did enjoy that, and then this one too. But there are certain points here, because it said it's a challenging theme, because focusing on present moment is good. But present moment is something that is due to arrive, isn't it? This is the problem there. So I thought, it's only today I was just thinking like that. You must have this, I think we have mentioned this phrase before, this too will pass away. That means, even if you get it wrong, it doesn't matter if this too will pass away. I'm giving my best. Giving the best is to match with reality, which is like a white elephant. Just assume you're happy with riding on an ordinary elephant, but you're looking for a white elephant. Interestingly, Sarojaya Master's translation was adding cherry to the cake, because he used the phrase in Tamil, Payapranthi means fear taking a delusional favor. It is, fear is something of an unknown, takes a delusional favor. Because something is of an unknown, that was your theme last time, isn't it? You come terms, be in peace with uncertainty. Interestingly, I must ask this. You said being angry and being enraged. I was trying to understand this more deeply, and I thought the difference I got it, getting enraged is madness. You said it that. You said that. Because when you're mad, you're deluded. That is I think I used this phrase in one of my talks. It's non-alignment with reality or dissociated with reality. But being angry, it's a bit stupid. In other words, why are you getting angry? So, because you don't know that there is a dissociation. So being ignorant of that or trying to resist is being angry. So I thought that's the way I understood. I mean, do you want to clarify that? You said there's a different, as a sort of angry is stupid and enraged is madness. So am I correct here, or do you want to add anything to that?
Well, when you're angry, it is stupid to get angry because you not you because we do things, we say things that we regret afterwards. So that's stupid. So why bother to do it in the first place? We just acknowledge as intending to say all these things, intending. So after we said intending 3 times to say nasty words, we just change our minds. But then if we are enraged, it's that's a deep anger, isn't it? And then it's madness.
Yeah.
So there's a difference in the degree of getting angry and different degrees of the result of it.
Sure. One thing I forgot to mention is failure is not a sin, or falling down is not a sin, but refusing to bounce back or refusing to get up is a sin, isn't it? So that's the way we should follow in life. Failure is not a sin, but refusing to get up or refusing to overcome, that is a sin. Thank you very much. It's a very nice talk.
Thank you. Thank you.
Next, we have Anandi Baladasan from Mississauga, Ontario, Canada. Thank you.
Yeah, greetings to all. Today, Kamontip Evans. She had a very enlightening and inspiring topic, dealing with negative thoughts and emotions. We all, mostly everybody has anger, fear, that is negativeness. But by doing the meditation, we can reduce our negative feelings and thoughts. And failures means develop success from failures. Discouragement and failure are 2 of the surest stepping stones to success. If you don't fail, how do we come up in life? No, we have to go forward and get our success. The secret of life is to fall 7 times and get up 8 times. Your speech is wonderful. Thank you very much. We are expecting your other speech.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Suhirda Master from Wembley, London.
Greetings to all. In fact, the speech was wonderful, and in actual speaking, the speaker was commenting on how the mind controls the body. So, if we can control our body by mind, that is actually mindfulness, how we can do is the main topic. And actually everything is right, but I want to say a point, that is, our body has 2 phases. One is we can control by mind. The other thing is chemically. Chemical changes also happen. So when the chemical changes happen, the body gets affected. When I say chemical changes could be due to external factors. If it is external, as you say, you're trying to say even that can be overcome mentally. That I'm not sure, but that is possible to a very big extent. In fact, another thing you said, to be calm and not get angry. I'm going to ask you a question. In fact, tell me how you will react. Suppose somebody comes and hit you, harm you. what will you do?
Sorry, what's that last question? If somebody
If somebody comes and harm you, hit you, what will you do?
actually harm, well, anger is part of life, so anger will arise anyway, but you have the choice whether or not you want to react to it. So anger always comes, yes, but you have that choice. So you can choose not to retaliate, you can choose not to do anything, or you can acknowledge to yourself intending to do what? Intending to stay calm, intending not to retaliate, to make things worse. Yes, you have the choice. So you don't have to react to it.
Yeah, actually speaking, every human has feelings. So if somebody harms, it's in fact the first emotion that comes out of the other person is anger or retaliate. That is something. And that's why Dr. Shanti said, she said, Maria, the fool. When somebody drove badly and damage her or anything, the first instinct that comes out is that. That is very difficult to stop because that's a first instinct. But we can cultivate our mind to accept it and excuse that person in our life so that this particular retaliation doesn't come back from the other person as well, and it continues for long. Each one retaliates, it's a negative thing. It's a negative action, keeps on happening. So the best thing is to train our mind to accept the harm and with a smile explain the situation to the other person and make the other person understand what they have done is wrong. That's my view. And also your view, I appreciate, and that I think is the Buddhist view, and sort of keeping our mind controlling our body and always keep it peacefully so that we don't encourage retaliation. And this is 21st century. We should appreciate there are things happening and no more capital punishment. In fact, people are, the law is changed to train people in a good manner, in good ways, and treat them better. And everyone, so that everybody lives in this world. And I want this platform, everybody to not to retaliate and accept other people as well. The flaws we have to accept, but we have to, why do we find the flaw should be the reason to make it better. If we find a flaw, why we find? To make it better, not to complain it's a flaw. That should be the motive. Then everything will be better and better and the best we can get. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks very much. Next, we have our yoga teacher, Sivasudha Master from Canada. Thank you.
Thank you, Swiss Raja Master. Greetings to all masters, first of all. Good evening, Kamontip Evans Master. Dealings you gave are very useful to lead our life safely and beautifully. I understand from your talk the love and kindness within us give more strength to overcome our negativeness. Yes,
their love and kindness on others, hide their faults, forgive others' mistakes, realize their situations. From those understanding, we need not get anger on any circumstances. Excellent talk and advices, Kamontip Evans Master, and also from Saroja Devi Master's clear translations, I could understand the talk more. Thank you to both of you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks very much. Next, we have Dr.Satha, now from London.
Greetings to all. Thanks so much, Kamontip Evans Master. Very nice talk, nicely explained with several aspects of life in general and how to overcome certain aspects of things. And this morning, I think we had a talk in that I'm going to tell in Tamil to Sava Master. தியானம் செய்து எங்களை சுற்றி ஒரு பாதுகாப்பு வளையத்தை ஏற்படுத்தினால் நெகட்டிவ் தோட்ஸால் நாங்கள் தாக்கப்பட மாட்டோம் என்றொன்று காலையில் கூறப்பட்டது. நான் ஆங்கிலத்துல யோசிச்சு பார்க்கல சரியா வருது ஒன்று செய்யல. You could try and get a safety circle around or whatever around you to avoid the effect of the negative vibration people around you. You can prevent by during meditation. You can in a way make a affirmation or whatever and then try to get a safety net around you to prevent effect from the negative people. That's what I understood. Saro Master, if you want to translate better, if you can say what I'm trying.
If you have anything in the chat box, Dr. Satha can please.
That. Anyway, mainly you have to counteract with the positive thoughts as well. That's what they are saying. And create the space. Slowly distance yourself from negative person. At least you can then least painful choice. That is least painful choice. That's what is mentioned as well. Anyway,
I think I would like to mention in that once you start meditating, these negative people or negative, they won't, I think we won't be with them. The negative people will, go away from us once you start meditating, and you will find it that mostly positive people will attract you. That's what I am feeling at the moment. You don't get negative people around you. You will get the positive people when we meditate very, what you can say, very faithfully.
Someone asked this morning this question, how to prevent.
I think that's more meditation. That's what I don't know. What you say, Kamontip Evans?
Because form some circle kind of thing around you to have a safety net and prevent yourself being affected by them during the meditation. I don't know whether it's the aura she was mentioning, meaning, I don't know. No, I wasn't sure 100%. Anyway, now Sushma from London has said, well explained, Evans, really helpful to many people. Jnana Yogaraja Master, excellent and evident-based talk for all of us to understand negative thoughts and emotion. Thank you, Kamontip Master. Jnana Yogaraja Master, thank you, Saro Master, for your wonderful translation. Anandi Bharadasan Master, Saro Master, thanks for your excellent and appropriate translation. Motto Croydon, if you want to do something that should be 100%, you might never do it. So go ahead and make some compromise and do it. This way, at least, you will get it done. Mudavati Tangaraja Master, excellent, very useful, informative speech, and excellent Tamil translation by Saro Sundarlingam Master. That much only in this chat box. Sorry, I forgot to thank Saro Master for excellent translation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Right, that's it. Thank you. Next, Saro Master.
Yeah. First of all, Dr.Satha Master, thank you for your explanation about meditation and how we can overcome certain emotions about people around us. When we meditate, when we engage in mindful meditation, and we are trying to enrich our intellect, and our thinking power sharpens, we sharpen our intellect, and then you know what really happens, I think, is that in my experience, I begin to feel now, even if I have negative people with negative thoughts around me, telling negative things and all that, I do not get perturbed by that, and my mind is not influenced by that. It doesn't take in any of those negative talk, because I feel that I'm beginning to accept every individual as they are, and I begin to understand that every individual is different from the other. A is different from me, B is different from me, C is different from me. They have a different way of thinking and acting. Their beliefs are different from mine. So I feel that when I begin to accept people as they are, I will not get enraged, or I will not get angry about what they say. And also, I will not take to heart those negative comments that come. So this way, our mind becomes peaceful. This is the way I think. My experience is that after coming to this meditation, I think I get enraged. My mind becomes disturbed when they say that. Then I say, oh, no, they are different. They think in a different way. I am thinking in a different way. They are different. I am different. So I am what I am. I will not change. What I think is right for me. I'm not going to change myself because they are saying something. This is we develop a strong mind, and we begin to accept people as they are. Then you are at peace with everybody. This is what my experience is. And இப்போ அதை தமிழில் சொல்லுகிறேன். நாங்கள் தியானம் செய்யும் பொழுது, நாங்களோட மனதிலே விழிப்புணர்வு தியானம் செய்து கொண்டு வரும் பொழுது மனம் அமைதி அடைகின்றது. எதிர்மறையான சிந்தனைகளை விலக்கி கொண்டு வரும் பொழுது அறிவாற்றல் அதிகரிக்கிறது. எங்களுடைய சிந்தனை திறன் ஆக்கப்பூர்வமாக மாறுகின்றது. எங்களுடைய சிந்தனை திறன் ஆக்கப்பூர்வமாக மாறிக்கொண்டு வரும் பொழுது எங்களுக்கு நாங்கள் ஒரு உயர்ந்த சிந்திக்கும் நிலையை அடைகிறோம். அதாவது ஒவ்வொரு மனிதருக்கும் அவரவர்களுடைய எண்ணங்கள் வெவ்வேறு, அவர்கள் வெவ்வேறான மனிதர்கள், அவர்கள் வெவ்வேறு வழிகளில் சிந்திப்பார்கள், அதனை நம்புகிறார்கள் என்பதை ஏற்றுக்கொள்ளும் ஒரு மனப்பக்குவம் எமக்கு வருகின்றது. அப்படி ஒரு மனப்பக்குவம் வரும் பொழுது மற்றவர்கள் எதிர்மறையாக எங்களுடன் பேசினாலும் எங்களுக்கு கோபம் வராது. சில வேளைகளில் உண்மையை சொல்லுகிறேன், நான் இப்ப ஒரு சங்கத்திலே தலைமை பதவியில் இருக்கின்றேன். நாங்கள் எவ்வளவுதான் நல்ல விதமாக காரியங்களை செய்து கொண்டு போகிறோம் என்று நாங்கள் நினைத்து செய்தாலும் அங்கே பலர் அதனை பற்றி குறை கூற முன் வருகிறார்கள். இப்படி ஒரு அனுபவம் எனக்கு நேற்றும் இருந்தது. தொலைபேசியில் எடுத்த ஒரு அங்கத்தவர் எனக்கு சில விஷயம், ஆனால் நான் அதை பற்றி கவலைப்படவில்லை. ஏனென்றால் அந்த அங்கத்தவரின் மனநிலை அப்படி இருக்கிறது. எனவே அவருடைய மனநிலையை எனக்கு கூறல், அதை நான் ஏற்றுக்கொண்டேன். எனக்கு கோபமும் வரவில்லை. நான் அதை பற்றி மனதில் மன உளைச்சல் அடையவும் இல்லை. நான் நல்ல அமைதியாக இருக்கின்றேன். எனவே ஒவ்வொருவரும் நாங்கள் ஒவ்வொரு மனிதரும் உங்களைப் போல அல்ல, வித்தியாசமானவர்கள், வித்தியாசமாக சிந்திக்கிறார்கள், வித்தியாசமாக செயல்படுகிறார்கள் என்பதை ஏற்றுக்கொள்ளும் பொழுது நாங்கள் ஒரு பொழுதும் மனம் கலங்க தேவையில்லை. எங்களுடைய மனம் நல்ல பக்குவமாக பலமாக இருக்கும் என்பதை நான் உணர்ந்திருக்கின்றேன். அதைத்தான் நான் இப்பொழுது கூற வந்தேன். நன்றி, வணக்கம்.
Nandri, thank you very much. Very good speech by Kamontip Evans. I hope you will join again next month after the Thai Pongal Day. There is Harvesting Festival. So will you be free after 15 January 2024?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I'll be
Very good.
free after that.
Okay,
Yes.
thanks very much. Very good. Thank you very
Okay,
much,
thank-
Sarojatavi, for your appropriate translation. Wonderful. I'm going to give you another job on Thursday, 7th December at 10 p.m. Sydney time. Will you be free on the day?
Saro
No.
Master, mute. Unmute yourself, Saro Master. Yeah.
Thursday, that is the 7th of
10
December?
p.m. Yeah, 10
7th
p.m.
of December. Okay, 10
Yeah.
p.m. is okay, yeah.
Yeah, not morning, I know that. 10 p.m. Huh?
Okay, okay. All right.
This
sir.
is the
Thank you.
topic, 5 steps for manifesting a great future. Very experienced speaker, Lalita from India. I met her when I was in the High Park corner. You know, she came there. I spoke to her and now she's coming after few months. So you make a note of it. I'm just sending a text to you. And also few announcements to make. Tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, there's a yoga swami.